Do animals feel embarrassed? Embarrassment is one of the most uniquely human feelings we think we own. It requires something complicated. You have to be aware that other eyes are on you. You have to feel the gap between how you want to appear and how you just appeared. You have to care about judgment. For a long time, scientists agreed. Only humans could do that. Only humans had the mental machinery to feel genuinely embarrassed. Then they started actually watching animals. And things got uncomfortable fast. Researchers studying chimpanzees in social groups documented something that stopped them mid-observation. A chimp lost its footing in front of the group. Normal accident. Should have meant nothing. But before standing back up, the chimp did something that had no business happening. It scanned the faces around it, one by one, checking reactions, measuring how bad that looked. That is not instinct. Instinct would have been to stand up and move on. What the chimp did was something else entirely. It performed a social calculation. It assessed its audience before deciding how to respond. That is the foundation of embarrassment. Elephants tell an even stranger story. Elephants live in tight social groups with long memories and complex relationships. When an elephant makes an error in front of its herd, misjudges a step, gets startled by something small, makes a sound it clearly didn't mean to make, it often displays what researchers call displacement behavior immediately after, shuffling feet, looking away, suddenly finding something deeply interesting on the ground nearby, turning the body slightly away from the group. If you have ever tripped in public and immediately pulled out your phone to pretend you meant to stop walking, you already understand displacement behavior. The elephant is doing the same thing, creating distance from the moment, hoping the social record gets quietly updated. Even rats show something that should not be possible for an animal we assume has no social awareness whatsoever. In controlled experiments, rats that made errors showed measurable stress responses. That alone is not surprising. What was surprising was the difference based on audience. The same mistake made while alone produced minimal stress response. The same mistake made while other rats were watching produced a significantly stronger one. Something about being observed changed the internal experience of making an error. Even for a rat, even for an animal with a brain the size of a grape, being watched matters. Across species, across brain sizes, across millions of years of separate evolution. But here is where the science draws an important line. True embarrassment in the full human sense requires what researchers call a theory of mind. This is the ability to model what another individual is actually thinking. To understand not just that eyes are on you, but that those eyes belong to a mind that is forming a judgment about you specifically. Most animals do not have this fully developed, and this is where dogs become a complicated case. When your dog destroys something while you were gone and greets you at the door with that specific look, ears back, eyes averted, body low, most people read that as guilt, as embarrassment, as a dog that knows it did something wrong and feels bad about it. The research tells a different story. Studies have shown that dogs display that same guilty look, whether they actually did something wrong or not. If you come home acting disappointed and your dog did nothing, it still shows the guilt behavior. The look is not a confession. It is not embarrassment. It is your dog reading your energy, anticipating a negative reaction, and performing the behavior most likely to soften it. The guilty dog is not reliving the moment with shame. It is running a survival calculation in real time. That does not make it less impressive. It actually makes it more impressive in a different way. The dog has learned to model your emotional state with enough accuracy to perform the exact response most likely to get it off the hook. It just is not embarrassment. The animals where something closest to genuine embarrassment appears to exist are the ones with the most complex social lives. Great apes, elephants, possibly dolphins, possibly certain corvids like ravens and crows, which have demonstrated a theory of mind in other experimental contexts. For these animals, the evidence suggests something real is happening, not identical to what you feel when you say the wrong thing at the wrong moment in front of the wrong people, but functionally similar, a real-time awareness that the social record has taken a hit, a motivation to manage how the moment is remembered by others, which means embarrassment is not a uniquely human experience. It is a feature of social intelligence. And wherever social intelligence develops to a high enough level, something like embarrassment appears to follow. The question was never really whether animals could feel embarrassed. The real question is how many of them have been quietly managing their reputations this whole time, while we assumed they had no idea anyone was watching.